Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just making sure everyone can hear us broadcasting before we get on with it. All right, looks like we got the green light from TJ, and we're going to get things started here. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on the ANF First Alert Desk. We are happy to have you, especially at this time. We love just peeling back this curtain for you, and this is a way that I get to make it my own and just share with you some of the things that we've been working on here in the studio and some of the things that you may have missed in our 6 o'clock newscast and some of the new details that we may be bringing in our 9, 10, and 11 o'clock newscast. But you can get it all right here, and you will be following along with us as we gather more information whenever you tune in right here to the First Alert Desk. All right, well, we want to get things started with a vigil that's taking place right now. It's underway in Gwinnett County. This surrounds the shooting death of 22-year-old Jarrett Mitchell. This was something that took place last weekend in Norcross. Police tell us that Mitchell was found in the doorway of the Discover Wings restaurant. He was shot and killed during a double shooting. Another victim was found not far from the scene with injuries, but now the family members of Mr. Mitchell are commemorating his life and his legacy and impact on people that loved him dearly. And we have our Atlanta News First reporter, Asia Wilson, at the scene with family where they are holding a group gathering for the vigil. So we're going to be able to hear from family members in our 9 o'clock newscast, and we're going to get to dive deeper into the investigation and the latest developments on that. I want to take you to the scene now just because we want to always make sure that we can bring you as many details. Here's some of the law enforcement officials that were out there outside of Discover Wings at the time of the incident last weekend. It was on a Saturday. It was on the 29th. Is when this took place. You can see Gwinnett County Police responding to the scene. You can see they had markers down for ballistic evidence, and this really captures those moments. So now we want to move on, and we want to talk a little bit more about another event in our community that is an effort to prevent acts of gun violence just like that. And it took place in Clayton County today. And this one, I'm just going to tell you right here, we didn't manage to get our video in for this just yet, but the Clayton County Police Department held its first annual gun buyback event. And this was an opportunity for anyone who had a gun, maybe that they no longer want in their home, to bring it to the Clayton County Police Department and exchange it for some cash. And the chief of police did speak with us, and he had said that he is seeing a lot of long guns and handguns from the community members that showed up to drop it off. They were offering $100 for rifles, $75 for handguns, and $25 for broken frames and serial numbers. This is all in an effort to help make sure that guns aren't ending up in the wrong hands, according to the police chief. And especially right now, he also touched on the fact that we are heading into summer. This is when experts have found that this is the time when you usually see a uptick in crime in communities, and that's why the chief of police, Kevin Roberts, had said that this is the time when they really want to make sure they're getting as many guns off the street as possible. So we're going to let you hear more from the chief of police on this event, and they say that they're going to plan on doing this every year now because this, again, was their first annual gun buyback event. So this is a story that I want to move on to now. This is a story that I actually worked on when they first started talking about it here in our community. This is, I'm going to bring you some video too from it. Give me a moment here. I'm going to scroll up and make sure that we get some goods over here. So we'll play it so then you can watch it unfold. It's not live, but we are live over Facebook and Apple TV, Roku, all of our other social platforms right now. But what you're looking at right now is the first annual Run with Mod 5K. The mission of the 5K is to uplift the lives of young black men, black boys in our community, and to commemorate the life of Ahmaud Arbery, who was chased down, shot, and killed by 3 white men in Brunswick, Georgia in August of 2020. All 3 men were sentenced to prison. Arbery and his mother were very close, and he would have been 29 this year. That's his mother right there that you're looking at, and she's such a sweet woman. I have spoken to her a number of times, and she just speaks so highly of the relationship she had with her son Ahmaud. And when she was developing this foundation and the annual 5K with the Atlanta Track Club that they are now being able to put in full swing every year in Atlanta. She was talking about the fact that she wants to raise awareness about what it's like to be running while black. And she also talked a lot about the fact that Ahmad would run in clothes that not everybody would run in, and that he would wear jeans sometimes and a shirt. And at the time, he was wearing gear like that. He was wearing clothing like that, and that played a huge role in the case, because they were trying to say that apparently what he was wearing was not conducive with what a runner would wear. And I found that very interesting when his mother said that. And she also was talking about just some of the things that he would do to clear his mind. And one of the main things he would do would go on a run to clear his mind, because he was struggling with some mental health issues at the time and when this all happened. Now, this case gained national attention, and the people that you're going to hear from tonight spoke about all the things that you would imagine, right? You had every creed and every color from our community joining in on this run to remember his life the day he was running, and just went out for a run to clear his mind and never came home to his mom. So many people had some really just great interviews with us to talk about how much they enjoyed running in this specific 5K, and we really have a great story that we're going to share with you tonight at 9 o'clock. So that's the 3 stories that I felt, really are our cover stories that are going to be alongside many other stories tonight. But those stories in particular, I really do feel that I could elaborate more on them and just kind of take a deeper dive. But the weather-wise, I'm not the first alert meteorologist, but I can certainly enjoy the beauty out there. And it was just, that's not our city. That's not our city. I don't know. I thought that was our sky cam. It's not. But first alert meteorologist Patrick Pete is going to be breaking all of that down. He says that you are going to want to break out the shorts at some point this week, because we are going to be in the 80s, so that's exciting. And hopefully we'll find out whether or not that's at church tomorrow, or maybe you're going to Piedmont Park or something. So we'll help you plan out your day with our first alert meteorologist at 9 o'clock with Patrick Pete, and we'll have a lot more to tell you about in terms of the stories that we're working on here at Atlanta News First. Have a great night.